Sammy, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I hope you're having an amazing day, whatever it is you're doing. Welcome back to another Meals I Made This Week video, guys. This is such a great series on my channel here. I absolutely love giving you guys so much meal inspiration. I know you guys are taking so many recipes from it, so it fills me with so much joy. If you're new here and you haven't seen my Meals I Made This Week series before, then stick around because there are so many more coming your way. You can also check out the playlist of Meals I Made This Week on my YouTube channel. There's over 30 episodes in this series now, which is so exciting. But yeah, every single week I give you 4 different dinner recipes and 1 dessert recipe that I've made for me and my kids throughout the week on a budget. At the beginning of every week I upload a weekly food shop haul where I shop on a budget for me and my 3 kids, and then I upload this at the end of every week where I actually show you what I've created with my budget food shopping ingredients. So it's really interesting and really exciting and great inspiration. So yeah, if you do enjoy this video, guys, please don't forget to smash that thumbs up button and subscribe down below. And without further ado, let's dive in and see what I made this week. Monday evening, guys, I'm going to be making a gnocchi and prawn dish for me and Ava for our dinner tonight. I'm going to run through all the ingredients and the overall cost of this dish now. Going to be using a handful of floret mixed mild leaf lettuce. Going to be using some fresh basil, about 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. I'm using a whole packet of cherry tomatoes. This is 250 grams. Half a chicken stock cube, a tablespoon of tomato puree, 2 garlic cloves, a half of an onion, about 300 grams of gnocchi. We're going to be using 160 grams of fresh peeled prawns. Going to be using a bit of dried chili flakes, some balsamic vinegar, and a little bit of olive oil as well. Altogether, this comes to £6 and 1 pence. Let's dive into the cooking. First step is to preheat our air fryer for 6 minutes at 200 degrees. I've got 300 grams of the gnocchi here. What I'm going to do is just drizzle a little tiny bit of olive oil over this and toss that in the olive oil. Now I'm going to put the olive oil covered gnocchi into the air fryer now for them 6 minutes on 200 degrees. While the gnocchi's cooking, I've just minced our 2 garlic cloves and finely diced half an onion. Now what we're going to do is put a tablespoon of olive oil into a large frying pan, and we're going to get this heated up. And then to our heated up oil, we're going to add our half an onion, our 2 garlic cloves, as well as half a teaspoon of dried chili flakes. Now we're going to fry this off for around 3 minutes. Now what we're going to do is add our whole packet of cherry tomatoes, our 250 grams, a tablespoon of tomato puree, as well as some salt and pepper to this now. Now that's cooked for about 3 minutes, we're going to add our chicken stock, which I've made with half a chicken stock cube and 100 millilitres of boiling water. And to this, we're now going to add some freshly chopped basil. I've got about 8 leaves here that I've just roughly chopped up, so we're going to add that in, a tablespoon of Parmesan, and also a splash of balsamic vinegar, probably just a little bit less than a teaspoon. We're just going to cook that through for a further 2 minutes now. We're now going to add our raw prawns to this, and we're just going to simmer them until they're fully cooked through. And once our prawns are cooked through, we're going to add our air fried gnocchi to this now. Give that all a good stir, and then the last step is just to add another tablespoon of Parmesan cheese to this now and stir it through before serving. And we're going to be serving this alongside our mixed floret salad. And that's mine and Ava's Monday night dinners all served up, guys. Gonna go and enjoy this now, and we'll catch you later in the week for another meal. It's Tuesday morning, guys, and we're gonna be making our dessert ready for later because it needs to freeze for a few hours. So we're gonna spend this morning making our white chocolate and raspberry parfait. So let's run through the ingredients now for this. We're gonna be using some raspberries, some icing sugar, some double cream, some vanilla custard, and also some white chocolate, guys. That's everything that we need for this. Let's dive into making it. We're going to be making this in our trusty loaf tin. This has seen some battles, this loaf tin. What I'm going to do is double line it with some cling film first and foremost. So that is our loaf tin double lined with 2 layers of cling film. I left enough left over so that I can actually wrap it and fold it and cover it. So I'm just going to leave that aside now while we make our filling. Into this bowl I'm going to add 300 grams of raspberries, and then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of icing sugar and just mix that together. That's all mixed together. We're just going to leave that aside for 10 minutes while we complete the rest. In a microwave safe bowl now, I'm going to pop 100 grams of white chocolate broken up into pieces. That's 100 grams in there, and we're going to need a little bit more white chocolate for grating when we're ready to serve later. We're going to pop this in the microwave now, 10 to 20 second bursts until it's well melted. So our melted chocolate now, we're going to add 250 millilitres of our vanilla custard. That is our custard and our white chocolate all mixed together. Now what we're going to do is just set this aside until it's completely cooled. I've just put 125 millilitres of our double cream into this big mixing bowl now, and I'm just going to whisk it until it forms soft peaks. Now that our cream is looking like this, we're now just going to fold this into our chocolate mixture. Now we've got our cream all mixed in with our custard and our chocolate mixture. What we're going to do now is pop half of this into our lined loaf tin. Now we're going to put the majority of our raspberries on top of this now, but we're going to leave a couple of spoons aside ready for garnish later. And then we just need to put the other half of our chocolate mixture on top. Now what we need to do is wrap over our cling film and cover our parfait. And then what we're going to do is pop this in the freezer for 4 to 5 hours until it's set, and then we'll be back later on to serve it and to garnish it. I'm just going to pop the remaining raspberries in the fridge until we're ready to serve. It's Tuesday evening now, guys, and I'm going to be making a dumpling noodle salad, which I'm really excited about. Let's run through the ingredients for this and the overall cost. I've got some frozen edamame beans. We're going to be using some peanut butter, some honey, some soy sauce and sesame oil for our sauce. Then got some frozen vegetable gyozas. We're going to be using about 10 of these. Then got some rice noodles. We're going to be using half a pack of the mint, some coriander, 3 spring onions, 2 limes and 1 chilli, a handful of cherry tomatoes, half a red pepper, and then just a few salted peanuts to throw on as garnish at the end, guys. Altogether this comes to £5.10. Let's dive into the cooking. First thing I'm going to do is finely slice up half of a red pepper and our spring onions. Going to finely chop up our coriander and our mint, and then we're going to be taking a handful of cherry tomatoes and halving them and putting them all into a bowl together. Now that's all in our mixing bowl, we're going to move on to the next step. I've just put 100 grams of edamame beans into some cold water, and I'm going to boil this for about 2 minutes now. And I've just put my vegetable gyozas into a steamer over a boiling pot of water, and that's going to cook for 6 minutes. And now we need to make our peanut sauce. So first up, I'm going to zest and juice our lime. So along with the zest and juice of that lime now, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce and 3 tablespoons of smooth peanut butter. Then we're also going to add half a tablespoon of sesame oil and half a teaspoon of clear honey. I've just added 2 tablespoons of water to this as well, and now we're just going to give this all a really good mix. And that is our sauce all mixed together. It took a little bit of work, but we got there. And now our edamame beans are finished cooking. I'm going to drain these off in a colander now and pop them into our veg bowl. Now, as per the packet instructions on the rice noodles, I'm now going to pierce this a couple of times with a knife and pop it in the microwave for 2 minutes to cook. While the noodles are cooking, I'm just going to prep our garnish. I'm going to finely slice a red chilli, put our lime into wedges, and then roughly chop up some salted peanuts. That's our garnish prepped, and our rice noodles are now cooked. I'm going to add these into the vegetable bowl as well. And we're going to give that all a really good toss together. Now what we're going to do is serve up. So we're going to do a bed of our vegetable rice noodles. We're going to drizzle on the sauce, pop on our garnish, and serve it alongside our steamed gyozas. And that is mine and Ava's dinner served up tonight, guys, on this lovely Tuesday evening. Ava doesn't have the dressing or the garnishes, but she does have a little wedge of lime with her vegetable noodles and her gyozas. And then I've got the lot, guys. I've got some chopped peanuts on top, the red chilies, the lime, and the sauce drizzled all over the top as well. I do have some more sauce if I need it later on. That is our dinner. Gonna go and enjoy this now, and then I'll be back shortly for some incredible pudding. It's pudding time, and I'm about to serve up my parfait. So what I'm gonna do is unwrap this now, pop it onto a plate upside down, and then we're gonna garnish it with our raspberries from earlier and some grated white chocolate. That is our parfait all served up. I've just taken the first slice ready. Oh my gosh, guys, this looks absolutely incredible. It tastes phenomenal, really light and fresh still, even though it's got the sweetness of the white chocolate. And yeah, we've got the sweetness and the tartness of the raspberries running through it as well, which is absolutely delicious, with a sprinkling of white chocolate garnished on top, guys. It's absolutely amazing. Gonna go and enjoy this now, and we'll catch you tomorrow for another dinner. It's Wednesday evening, and it's time to make dinner for myself and Ava. I'm gonna be making myself a Yorkshire pudding wrap, and then Ava a mini roast dinner. So let's run through the ingredients and the overall cost of this dinner. Going to be using some of this Floret crispy strong salad. Going to be using half of this pack of Aunt Bessie's crispy and fluffy roasties. Going to be using this full pack of finely sliced top side of beef. Going to be using 1 giant Yorkshire pudding, a tablespoon each of horseradish sauce and fresh sour cream, and a little mini handful of sweet corn and peas just for Ava. So that's all we need, guys, and altogether that comes to £5.22. Let's dive into the cooking. Just putting on the air fryer. It's going to preheat at 200 degrees, and then we're going to be cooking our roast potatoes for 22 minutes. While the air fryer is preheating, I've just put a little handful of peas and sweet corn into a little saucepan. I'm going to add cold water into this now and then put that on to boil. And that is our roast potatoes, just a handful, half the bag, into the air fryer now for 22 minutes. I'm just going to take our beef slices out of this packet now and wrap them in some tin foil. And 5 minutes before the potatoes are done in the air fryer, we're just going to pop our beef and our Yorkshire pudding out of the packet into our air fryer as well. Now we just need to make our sauce, guys. So we're going to add 1 tablespoon of horseradish sauce and 1 tablespoon of fresh sour cream into this bowl and give it a little mix. That is our sauce ready, so we're going to set that aside ready for serving later. Now I like to use equal parts of horseradish and sour cream so that it's a creamy sauce with that slight like kick and stuff that horseradish has, but by all means you can mix and match and sort of mess with the ratios if you would like it slightly more creamier or slightly more with a kick, but that's how I like it, equal parts. The peas and sweet corn are finished boiling now, so I'm just going to drain them off and pop them onto Ava's plate ready. I've just added our Yorkshire pudding and our beef in now, and that's going to go in for the last 5 minutes. Now it's all finished cooking, it's time to serve up. First we're going to flatten the edges of our Yorkshire pudding. Now we're going to smother this with our horseradish and sour cream sauce. Then we're going to add some of our salad to this now. Now to this we're going to add our few beef slices and some of our roast potatoes. But I'm just going to crush the roast potatoes with a fork before I put them in, just so it flattens them out a little bit more. Just like that. Then we just need to wrap it up and cut it in half to serve it, guys. This is also great to use up any leftovers that you have from any roast dinners. So any leftover roast potatoes, any leftover meat. This is perfect for a dinner the next day as well. And that is dinner all served up, guys, for me and Ava. This is my Yorkshire pudding wrap. It looks absolutely phenomenal. I cannot wait to dive in and eat this now. And then this is Ava's. She's got some of the beef, some of the potatoes, and then her peas and sweet corn as well, guys. That is our dinner for Wednesday. So excited to dive in and eat this. I've still got a little bit of parfait that I'm going to have for pudding tonight as well. And then we will catch you tomorrow, guys, for another dinner. It's Thursday evening, guys, and I'm going to be making some Indonesian style fried rice for our dinner. So let's run through the ingredients and the overall cost of this meal. First, I'm going to be using some chicken breast strips that are actually frozen, but I've just defrosted the amount that I need on a plate ready to go. Then going to be using some jasmine microwave rice, some chipotle paste, some ginger garlic paste, light soy sauce, some turmeric, some vegetable oil, 1 egg, 1 lime, some coriander, 4 spring onions, and a packet of asparagus. This is 180 grams. Altogether, guys, this comes to £4.37. Let's dive into the cooking. First step is to get all of our veg prep out of the way. So I'm going to wedge our lime ready for garnishing later. I'm going to slice our spring onions, keeping the whites and the greens separate. I'm then going to cut our asparagus into thirds, and then I'm going to chop up our coriander stalks and keep our leaves separate as well. That's our veg prep done. We've got our garnish here with our coriander leaves, our lime wedges, and our green parts of our spring onions. And then we've got our cooking ingredients here, which is our asparagus into thirds, our whites of our spring onions, and our coriander stalks. I'm just heating some vegetable oil in a large frying pan now, so that's heated. So we're going to add our chicken now to this with half a teaspoon of our turmeric. We're just going to cook this for a couple of minutes now until it's all heated through. Now I'm happy that's all heated through, so I'm just going to remove the chicken now with a slotted spoon and keep that on a plate aside. Now to our pan, we're going to add a tablespoon of the ginger garlic paste, a teaspoon of the chipotle chili paste, and also our coriander stalks. I'm just going to fry that all together for 1 minute. Now we're going to add our asparagus and our spring onion whites to the pan now, and we're going to fry this for 2 more minutes. Now we're going to add our pack of jasmine rice to this now, and we're going to cook it for about 5 minutes until the rice is piping hot. When our rice has 1 minute left, I'm just heating up some oil now in a little mini pan, and I'm just going to fry our egg in here. Now our egg's cooking away, our rice has finished cooking for the 5 minutes. We're now going to add our chicken back into the pan now, as well as a tablespoon of light soy sauce, and we're going to cook that for 2 minutes. Now that's our rice and our egg all cooked. Now it's time to serve up. So I've plated up the rice now, and I've served it with a lime wedge, of spring onions, and our coriander leaves. Now I just need to pop the egg on top. And that is our Thursday dinner all served up, guys, for me and for Ava as well. Ava doesn't like fried eggs, which is why she doesn't have one, but she's got plenty of chicken for her protein for this meal. But yeah, guys, that is our Thursday night dinner. We're going to go and enjoy this now, and that is our week of food complete. So that's everything that I've got for you this week, guys. As you could tell from the recipe recipes, it was mostly me and Ava this week. The boys were at their dad's for a huge chunk of the week. If you wanted to know what our favourite recipes were from this week, I'm always going to go with pudding. I'm always going to choose pudding first because I've got such a sweet tooth. So the white chocolate parfait was definitely my favourite. But dinner wise, I definitely think the dumpling noodle salad was incredible. Ava's favourite was the asparagus fried rice. So yeah, she absolutely loved that one. That was our favourites of the week. Let me know what your favourite meal was from this video down below in the comments, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the love and support on my channel. As always, it means the absolute world to me. And hopefully I'll see you very, very soon for another video. Take care. Bye.